I said fire. Fire? Fire. Ah, this wind. There we go. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker Bushcraft. So lighters, it's not windy, they're great. All kidding aside though, lighters, they're a great resource for the survivalist, outdoor goer, bushcrafter, and there's a lot of different little hacks and tricks that you can do with the lighters to just make them more efficient, because you're going to carry one of these tucked away in your pack for emergency fire starting. At least you should always be doing that. So first hack, you should be taking off that child protective safety cover thing, because that traps a lot of water and moisture. If it would get wet, it just makes it harder to dry out. So get that out of there before you even put your lighter into your survival kit. Now sometimes you might want to put some duct tape on there, multiple use item there for many reasons, but most of all you can also rip some of that tape off and use it as a additional fire starter, because duct tape burns really well. So you just pull that tape off and then you have a fire starter along with you. I also seen individuals do things like this, which is putting rubber bands, because these things burn really nice as an additional fire starter. And then you can also take something like twine and wrap that around so you have a little bit of extra cordage with you. You can also burn, of course, jute twine or break it down and make a bird's nest. But we're going to take this one step further today, and I'm going to show you what that is. It's a fun project. It's the time of the year that you should definitely be thinking about fire starting, because when the weather gets cold, you're going to need that campfire. For today's project, you don't need anything really fancy. You just need one of your lighters, and then you're also going to need paraffin wax or beeswax, something to melt the wax in, and then also some jute twine. So step one, get your campfire going and get your wax, which I have right here on there, get it melted, and then we can proceed. So this isn't too long of a process. It'll melt pretty quick and you'll be good to go. All right guys, so my wax just came off the campfire. It's not too cold here, so I have a little bit of time. I can actually even let this cool down a little bit if I would want to. It's going to be just a little bit easier on my fingers when I work with this. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our jute twine and we're going to throw our jute twine in. See it there fizzling up, okay? Absorbing all that wax that we want. So now that my jute twine has been soaked in, and you don't have to let this soak for long, just a quick dip in there, I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to begin to wrap it upward in the thing. Now, if it feels way too hot for your hands as you're doing it, okay, just let the wax cool down a little bit more. Or what you can always do as you go along here is just give it a quick second to cool in the air, as I'm doing right now, and then it's going to be a lot more manageable for you to be able to wrap this as you go. So just go along like this, looking good so far. Okay, nice and wrapped, keeping this one exposed right here. Wrap this up some more, and then when we get towards the end, I just want to just push it downward like that. Okay, so we got our lighter all wrapped up. Now I'm going to just let it cool down a little bit, and then we will smush all that wax out, make it look nice and pretty, and then I'm going to show you how we actually use this thing as a fire extender. All right, so that has cooled, and as it was cooling, I just took my finger here and I just worked that wax, giving it a nice slick texture to it. I think it's a little bit nicer when you do that, and you can't hurt it doing that. Okay, so I just work at getting all those little fibers pressed down inside, and then we are pretty much good to go. So what you're going to then do when you're going to use this thing, okay, is first of all, you're going to take your knife and you're going to cut off that tail end that we originally had that came up from the bottom. We don't need that, so that's going to be nice and out of the way. So when you're ready to use this thing, you're just going to find the end, the last wrap that we pushed down with our finger, and you are simply going to just break that free from the clump, just like this, and that is going to act as a wick to our lighter. So now all I need to do is light this, and now I can use this as my campfire starter, and then when I'm done with it, I can either just and put it out with my fingers or with the stick, and then I simply just push it back down onto my lighter, and I am good to go. We are ready to start another fire. So you can see you're going to get a lot of fire burn time out of this thing, and in worst case scenario, you can just take a bunch of this off this way if you don't want to leave it on your lighter. Cut it with your knife, and then simply just ignite that the same as we just did here a second ago, and it will burn really nice for you, and you're gonna have yourself a long burning fire starter. All right, and there you go. That's today's lighter hack. I hope you enjoyed that one. A little bit different, a little fun project for next time you get out in the woods and enjoy yourself. Hopefully you get to do that very soon because the weather is beautiful. The fall is absolutely awesome to be out here, and you're getting yourself prepped for winter, so it's a good excuse to get out. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe down below. You can also check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com for all our classes, our gear, and our blog. And until next video, stay lit, stay in the woods.